My topic is segregation in schools, and the reason it's important to me is because I have two daughters, and I believe that children should all get pretty much the same education, so that they can all be on the same playing field. And once I started to look into schools and see what options we had when sending them to school, I realized that a lot of the schools in our area were underfunded. They didn't have the things they need, and they weren't doing great on test scores and things like that. And I didn't really understand why and why the funding gaps were so different until I dug a little deeper. And once you actually look into it, you realize that kids, the schools receive funding based off of the property taxes of the neighborhoods around them. So the more poverty in the area, the less funding the schools get. And that didn't really make much sense to me, because you would think if it's a poor neighborhood, then they would get a little more funding to help out. But no, that's not the case. The case is the neighborhood around the school determines all about the funding, all about who can and who cannot go there, because there's also a law that your address says where you go to school. And so if you live in an area, no matter how brilliant you are, if you live in an area that's underfunded, that just doesn't have much money, then your school reflects that. And to me, I just don't see how that's fair, because kids don't work, and kids can't put into the economy at all. So it's mind-boggling to me just a little bit that that would have anything to do with what school you could go to.